those art pieces on the wall.
Yes.
I mean, we were having that conversation that,
Yeah.
you know, I was calling you a professional painter, artist.
No, I'm not.
That could have been your other job very easily.
Could have, yes.
You did a very successful exhibition not long ago.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, yes, you're type A,
Yeah.
but I don't associate creative people, artistic people, with logical person. But it's so unfair. You have both.
Oh, I'm not sure. So yeah, I love painting. I've always loved art since I was little. I didn't think.
Very well rounded.
I hope so. I really hope so, because it keeps us sane. That's important with the madness that's going around the world.
So let's talk about my favorite subject, which is creativity.
Yes.
Obviously, you are creative.
I hope so. Yes, I hope so.
What advice do you have for you know, making yourself more creative or making your organization more innovative? Yeah. How does one? You know, do you have to take up part-time painting courses?
No, you don't. Actually, you don't. I've never done any painting courses. I've never attended any.
But then you are.
I think exposing yourself to as many avenues of opportunity as possible, and the most brilliant ideas come from cross-pollination of ideas.
Right.
So no one ever learn in isolation or in a vacuum. So I could be talking to a client in non-profit or a partner in non-profit, and then I realized that, hey, you know, that thing that I did with another client in Japan might actually work.
You pull them together.
So you pull them together, and or say, for example, when I'm thinking of approaching a strategy for a client, maybe a market entry strategy, but then I've actually read about how an artist managed to crack it in a particular market. You just don't know. That's the beauty of our brain.
Exposure.
Being open-minded.
Widely.
Yes. Yes. And literally just, again, it works for some people, it doesn't, but for me, traveling helps. When you travel to cultures or countries, they are vastly different from yours. It challenges your idea. It challenges your thought, it challenges your norm, it challenges everything you think is supposed to be.
It humbles you.
Yeah, it humbles you. It also challenges your world, the way you think about the world, and the way you think about another human being. So, I mean, I definitely find it very inspiring when I look at some of the artists' work, either in sculpture or in painting, and the story behind, you know, their creation. I find that very fascinating, and I believe that's what connects us all. It's our human stories, right? And it's the same thing with the art, and it's the same thing with a particular vision that a CEO has for a company. And so the more we expose ourselves to different ideas, to different kind of people, the more we can process that, and you never know, just ideas just sparks off.
You know, it sounds like you are so well-rounded, so organized,
sure.
so structured.
I'm not sure if people would say that.
Yeah, you know, what is Dr. Sandy Chong's weakness?
Oh, I have tons. I have lots of flaws, and if you speak to some of my friends and family, you'll find out a lot. So I guess I was very fortunate, you know, as a scientist, I'm very methodical, because that was part of my training.
Yeah.
In order to be a scientist, you've got to be able to measure what you do, because you can't improve anything if you can't measure.
You're a scientist by training?
So I did my PhD in information systems.
Right.
So that's,
Okay.
again, very, very scientifically trained, how to analyze data, how to report, and how to improve data, how do you make suggestions, recommendations based on these very interesting findings. So that side of me, that part of me was very structurally trained, methodically trained. And then the other side of me, the singing side, the art side, it's just a side of me, I think
unfair.
it's no, it's just the other side of me needing to connect, needing to express myself. And I'm actually an introvert. I know I don't look like it, but I actually am. I walk into a room, I'm always afraid to stand out.
Right.
You know, so this whole journey of we were talking about leadership, having to force yourself to
struggle.
stand up, was a huge challenge for me. Yeah, it's a tough challenge.
So it's not like Sandy Chong stand up.
No. I just want to fade into the background most of the time. I'm quite happy listening to other people, learning from others.
But for the work that you do, you have to step up.
Absolutely. At some point of time, you just got to.
The thing that you stand for, you have to step up.
Absolutely.
It's no choice.
And also, it's like it's easy to be a follower, right? Because
Correct.
you don't have to take the risk and so on. And as a follower, you don't get attacked if you made the wrong decision. But at some point of time, you would reach that threshold whereby you're saying, okay, I can't find anyone who's willing to do this, and the person the person who is doing this may not be very good at it. So then it comes the question: are you willing to step up? Right? You can do it. You're willing to do it. You may not be perfect, but you have that passion and you want to make it better, right? So as a leader, then you said, okay, I'm happy to then step up and do. I mean, I've never thought I want to be a leader. All I know is that I just want to make a difference, right? And then throughout, exactly, to solve a problem, to give a solution. And so through that whole journey, I realized that it's great that you have that passion. It's great that you have those values. But then you walk into the room and no one takes you seriously, or whatever you have to say, just get lost in details. So what I did was I went and take up the program of leadership development at Harvard, and I think you want to be the best, you learn from the best. And so I think the Harvard program really taught me how to be a leader with purpose, how to articulate my purpose, and not just that, how to visually have that kind of impact, visually to communicate that effectively. So I thought that was a very good program.
Every detail matters.
Every detail matters. Every detail matters. It's not just a guy who's doing all the good work. You put your head down and people are going to notice you. We both know that in order to be an effective leader, you've got to be able to have some level of presence, being able to work on your charisma, but more importantly, being able to communicate effectively.
Everything you can learn.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Yes.
Right. So if I was to look at the Sandy pre-Harvard, it's a different version.
Well, somewhat a version of trying
Slightly
really hard
less
to be
polished.
yes, slightly less polished maybe. I'm still working on it as we speak. It's a work in progress.
No, this is very easy interview. You make it so easy. I don't really need to do much.